Hello everybody, we are back here in the B-Fix series at Nashville Superspeedway. Probably my last race here, this track for this week. Track that I had some decent success in the C-Fix trucks. Tried the NIS Open race, did not have so much of the same success. But hoping that maybe I can get it turned around and get a decent run out of this one. Got a decent strength of field, kind of right in the middle. Car number 13, I forget honestly how many there are, but we'll look when we get out. But gonna go off for qualifying after looking at some of the initial laps being turned. I just don't have the pace to run the car that fast. Feel like for whatever reason I'm back to my old like can't qualify, just know how to run the thing more in a race pace that's really not even going to be a decent race pace, but just struggling with both getting it into turn one as well as getting it through the center of 3 and 4 and off. So I try to do the best I can. For me, usually the second lap's faster, so I try to get a decent lap here on the first one and then the second one. Try to get something a little bit better. Overshoot one a little bit, so hopefully I don't over-rotate it off. Just try to carry as much momentum down the straightaway as I can. If I can get it in the mid-8s, I'll be really happy with that, even though that's still going to be a 10th off the pole. Kind of picked up the throttle a little too early there in 3 and 4. So yeah, not a great first lap. Lost a lot of time there in 3 and 4.
The lap time was at 30.90.
Just keep hitting that bump into one really bad, and it just shoots the car up the track. Somehow 5th right now, still a minute left to go in qualifying, so we could easily get bumped back. Second lap we're just going to finish, even though I know it's going to be slower, because we're like a 10th off of it. Picked up the throttle too early there in 3. So yeah, we're going to have to rely on that 30.9, which I guess compared to the rest of the field so far isn't horrible. It's just
off the pace.
Not very good. Yeah, for whatever reason, I just cannot cross this bump into 1. Like, it didn't really affect me all that much in the trucks or in the Cup cars. I just have been really, really struggling with it here in the Xfinity cars, and then dealing with, for whatever reason, just picking up the throttle a little too early in 3 and 4, or a little too much, or the car just getting a little too tight on me, and then like it just shoves out to the wall coming out of 4 really fast, and I have no way to save it. So able to hold on 5th, 25 cars, so pretty happy with that. You know, top quarter basically of everybody that qualified. There are some much faster guys that'll probably be making a way around us, but just gonna try to take advantage of it, see what I can do with it. Maybe a top 10 I'll be happy with, but obviously if I could hang in the top 5 by the end of the race, that'd be really great. I made just a couple changes to the fixed setup. I took the offset down to +1 for where I like the wheel to be at, and then took the brake bias back a couple percent. It was at 65, now it's at 63, and I believe the offset was at, I think, like 10. It was either +10 or +12, so that's kind of more of a personal preference thing for me. Get switched over, and we'll get paints refreshed really quick. We'll jump into the car, get gridded up. For some reason, Fixed Series this week just seems to have been treating me halfway decent. Qualifying a heck of a lot better than I expected to. Kind of wish Arco would have been here this week too. Not that I did terrible at Iowa, but I feel like I would have done even better had we been here. So we'll just take the good with the bad and hopefully not tank this race. We're going to go to the session best lap. The car fired up. Yeah, hopefully I can just try to keep it clean. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll have an almost entire race green. You know, if we get a quick caution like we did in the truck series and then go green the rest of the way, that'd be cool. I mean, I assume I feel comfortable with tire saving. I could be completely wrong and could be completely shredding the right front tire, but we'll just have to see. It's going to be a hot slick track. It's not as hot as some tracks that I've run in, but it's a car with the low downforce, high horsepower is definitely going to want to rotate off the corners as the run goes on, especially if we get anything more than probably 25 laps or so. We'll just make the most of it. I'm prepared for that. Does not mean I'm going to handle it properly, but I'm certainly going to do the best that I can. And we'll just try to make the most out of this. Have some fun, finish the week out here. Check the fuel, the tires, checked in case we do have to pit. I wish we would run here all the time. This seems to be the one oval that I've gotten a little more acclimated to in the NASCAR series compared to others.
Good luck, everyone.
I mean, I don't think this is quite as strong of a field as the truck race that I was in, but it's right around the I rating, so it's decently strong. I think we're going to likely do a second gear start instead of a first gear start. We'll just try to do the best we can. You know, if anybody wants to go crazy off the start, we'll let them go.
Okay, Jake.
Otherwise,
Stay
we'll
calm.
just
Focus.
try to ride and save some tires.
Green, green, green.
Couldn't really go because the 25 wasn't really going. We were technically able to start just a bit sooner than what we did. The 25 just didn't really go. Driving in slightly deep on the 9, but not really anything bad. Just trying to claim myself on the bottom. Just easy off the cold tires. 9 will get the run on the outside. It's definitely been tough to pass. So, I want to try to keep as much track position as I can. 9's going to get the run. Not really trying to play any games with him. Just trying to work my way up. We got the 2 coming. Unfortunately, with the 9 being on the outside, it's kind of going to pinch our momentum. Through the corner. Able to clear him. Looks like the leader kind of wiggled a little bit there coming off of 2. 25 was able to move his way past the 10. So we're just going to work our way. Like I said, just got to make sure I don't pick up the throttle too early. 10 gets wall. Get to his inside here going into 1.
The leader has just done a 31.00. The guy behind has just done a 31.12.
We'll see everybody battling on the outside. That outside line just gets a pretty good run. Alright, able to get by the 10 after he made that mistake off of turn 4. Hopefully I don't do the same thing. You see the 25 get a little bit of a run. We're just going to try to get ourselves through turn 1. You can see I kind of hit that bump, shot me up a little bit. 10 was able to get into the corner a little bit better. Just not quite figured out how to hit the braking point for that consistently. And we get our caution. So it's kind of shaping up like the truck race. We got the caution just a little bit later in the run. A couple laps, but it's got the similar look so far. Other than, obviously, I didn't qualify on the pole. But hey, I picked up a couple spots off the restart. Or off the initial start. Didn't really feel like I pushed the car all that hard. I mean, 1 was kind of the benefit of being able to get to the inside. Ooh, we got somebody blown up big time. That's the 21. He's got some serious rear end damage and he's spoken. Yeah, I think that car's a little hurt. To check the replay afterwards and see what happened to him. I don't think you're going to see anybody in pit road this early, unless they're way in the back. At least we're able to pick up a couple spots. We'll be back on the inside. I mean, I could run the outside. And like I said, you see the outside, in theory, gets a really good run off the corner, but I'm more comfortable down on the inside. So, I don't mind starting behind the leader on the inside. Unfortunately, lost a decent amount of I rating out of what I gained after the truck race from the NIS race, so back down under, well, we weren't above 3,000, but I'm at like 2930 something, so don't expect to gain a ton out of this one. Like I said, a top 5 I'll be thrilled to death with. I'll probably fall back, and you know, I'll be happy with anything inside the top 10, so it'll probably be a modest gain. You know, if I can get anything like 25 to 30 out of this race in terms of the I rating, I'll be really happy with that. We're pretty close on the safety, getting back up at 4.0. I think I was at like 3.8 coming into this, so if I can keep this one clean, might gain enough that it can get me the 0.4 bump and get me over 4.0, and then all I have to do is run 2 more B license races, and we can get the quick promotion back to the A license. So it gives me the flexibility that if I want to do, for the most part, the schedule is line up that if I don't have time to do one of the NIS slots, but I still want to run the cup cars, I can run an A license. Get you guys something that way, because I kind of had fun with that on the road course. It wasn't too bad at Nashville.
Pace car is out.
I got a lot to learn about full setups on it if I do the open side, but it's not a bad car to drive. I don't hate it as much as some people do. Obviously, I haven't run any of the fixed series in it to see what it's like that way, but I don't have the hate for it that some people do, but it could just be the newness of it for me. But just trying to take every race one lap at a time. Just try to do the best I can in them. Trying to really push my boundaries, learn how to go faster, learn some of the stuff, but still, when I get to the race, just drive to what I know how to do, you know, and not try to push too hard, just to, you know, try to stay with people and end up forcing myself into a dumber mistake that costs me even more. So it's you know, I'll do what we can. I don't really feel like hearing people in the chat argue, so. But yeah, I feel like I've made some improvements so far this season. I feel like definitely picked up some pace. It's very early on, obviously only week 2, but I feel like I'm starting to improve in some ways. So I know it's not always a straight shot up. I can easily take, you know, quite a few steps back at any point. Just gonna keep putting my nose in the stone, grinding away, trying to learn, and do what I can out of it. So we'll be behind the 1. We'll have the 2 directly behind us. He's been pretty nice and patient so far. 25, 10, and the 9 are going to be lined up on the outside. The 10 was pretty reasonable once we got by him. It's 2, so let's try to time this as best as we can. We'll be able to get a little bit of a better jump now that the 25's on the outside and we'll be directly behind the leader. Although I suck at restarts, so that's probably not actually going to happen. I think second gear was the way to go. It's just the 25 did not go quite as early as I expected him to. Although I don't think the leader did either. Ready to go here on lap 9. Leader got me on that one. Leader definitely got me on that one. We should be able to pull even with the 25, but leader definitely got the jump on me that time.
Still there. He's still there.
He's gonna work to the inside of the 25. Probably going to see the 10 work to the outside, I'm sure.
Still there. Still there.
I picked up the throttle a little too much there. Thankfully the 25 slowed down. 25 cuts right down in front of the 10 almost. So we're up to second. Still hitting that bump. See how much better the 25 gets, or the 1 gets in. Compared to me, and we get another caution, so we're going to be in a bad spot. Hopefully this race is not going to be caution filled. Dealt with that in Nashville enough. Don't want to deal with it in this one. Although, it keeps us in second longer. Still don't think anybody's going to come into pit road. We didn't even get a full green flag lap there. So yeah, this is the slow tour around Nashville Superspeedway. I think it drives more like a mile and a half than a short track. Some people say, you know, it's Superspeedway, they can't decide if it drives like a short track or a bigger track. I think it's
Full course
definitely a
yellow,
bigger
pits
track.
are open.
The way you have to tire save and kind of arc the corners. It's a lot of fun. I'm not knocking it at all. I see more similarities in driving at like a mile and a half than I do like a, I don't know, a Richmond or something like that. It's a lot of fun. It's, like I said, for some reason it seems to be a track that I've kind of found a knack for. I mean, knack is relative, but for me, not a bad time. So it looks like the two fell back a little bit. He's back in 7th. 9 was able to get himself into 5th. So a couple spots flipped at the front of the field. You're waiting to see when or somebody specifically. Okay, I was looking to see where they were at. This likely is going to be my last oval race for week 2, but I have what I would like to run to close out the week, but I don't want to make any promises or say I'm going to, because my real life stuff can change, and then all of a sudden I'm, only able to run at a certain time slot, and sometimes oval's the only thing going, and then so I think this should be it, but I don't want to say that for sure, and then give you guys something else and say, oh, ta-da, we're back in ovals.
We're under caution, pits are closed.
Looks like we've got 21 cars on the lead laps. 17 was just able to get out of the pits in front of us. The 21 got the lucky dog, this caution. 11 and 14, I believe, were involved in this one, and you've got the 15 who I believe disconnected relatively early on after that first caution. So people are slowly getting knocked out. It's definitely been a bit.
The track temperature's decreasing.
More cautions to have been. Well, obviously we only had one caution in the truck race, so.
Hey, 5, that's a hell of a paint speed.
It seems like it either goes like really, really clean, and like all the series I've looked at here this week, it seems like it either goes really, really clean and you get like maybe one caution, or you get a bunch of them. Like there doesn't seem to be an in the middle where it's like 3. It's like either 1 or nothing, or it's like 6. Hopefully we're not trying into that 6th side. Hopefully we can just kind of try to clean it up and go the rest of the way. But we'll just have to see. Unfortunately, we're going to be starting on the outside, so get the first experience of starting on the outside. 25 is probably going to be able to get the jump on me this time and pull away, but that's okay. As long as we can stay somewhere like, 4th, I'll be pretty happy with that.
Race car's in this lap.
We'll have the 10 behind us, so pretty confident with him, and I know the 9 was somewhat decent. It's just all about, for me, trying to run as clean and as quick as I can, but respectfully, so that way, that I'm starting to show up in these top splits a little more often. I can try to prove to these guys that they can feel comfortable around me, that I'm, fairly predictable in terms of, they know I'm not going to go swerving all over the track. And, I mean, it's a fixed series, so you're probably not going to see the same names very often, but you are going to start to see some names fairly frequently, so I'm going to try to build a decent rapport with those guys. It's going to be a hard one to time for sure. Especially because it's easy to spin tires.
Green, let's go.
Tried to time that the best I could. You can see it's just so hard to get the jump on the outside when you're second. Able to slot in front of the 25. not going to try to get by the leader. We're just going to try to hang with them if we can. But again, if anybody wants to drive aggressive right now, I'm certainly not going to fight them. Trying to take a little bit of a wider arc into the corners. I know I pinched it a bit tight, I believe, at times in the truck race, so.
Your last lap time was at 32.37.
Still not quite hitting that bump. At least able to get the car to rotate a little bit at the bottom, so. See the difference in the lap time already compared to my fastest. Selfishly just kind of want to stay green so that I can try to run a session best this lap. And it's only going to be half a tenth faster, but hey, I'll take it. It's close to a personal best.
Your lap time was 30.91.
It also tells you something when I was only 7 thousandths off my qualifying lap. How bad that lap was. And how bad I am at qualifying. Kind of seems like the one's tire saving right now, and the 25's trying to push a little bit. He's kind of breaking away from the 10. So I think if 25 keeps pushing on us, I may let him go. God, I cannot get that turn 1 entry. I got the 25, got in the back. It was because I slowed down. Thankfully, it was a fairly score shot, and I was able to keep it going in the right direction. Turn 1 entry is just going to be the death of me of this race.
That was at 31.31.
Just trying to be as smooth as I can with that throttle. Gotta baby this thing.
My last lap was at 31.21.
See the difference that time for me hitting the entry better. I was able to keep with the one a lot better, pull away a little bit from the 25. I don't want to clip the apron. Ah, terrible, terrible exit off of 4.
You've just done a 31.33.
Alright, definitely got to enter a little bit lower to be able to avoid that. That was worse when I entered higher. Kind of overshot turn 3 a little bit there, picked up the throttle too early. You're going to see the one pull big time off of 4. Yeah, it was a terrible 3 and 4. I feel like I'm putting too much wheel into the corner in 1 and 2 as well. I feel like I'm going to be wearing the right front out a bit too much. That 3 and 4 felt a lot better. Lap time should reflect it as well.
Caution.
And we get a caution. So we're going to be coming to pit road now as we're basically at the halfway mark.
Pace car's out. Line up single file behind Royce. Pace car is out.
Wish we could get a green flag run in, but I mean, I guess that was at least a few more laps than the other two. But at basically the halfway mark, it's not going to be a secret. Everybody's coming in for tires. There's no guessing. So the hope is I can come out like second or third.
Pits are open.
Like I say, Bobby. Oh yeah.
Just gonna try to stay as close to the leader as I can getting on pit road.
Look out for the pit speed limit. Pit lane speed limit is 45 miles per hour. Box in 1,520 feet. The leader, Royce, is pitting.
Pit crew up ahead. Thankfully nobody besides the leader in front, so clean shot into the box.
Box in 5.
Just can't overshoot it.
3, 2, 1. Box now.
Drove it a little slow and went too far forward. So we're gonna lose spots. I did exactly what I didn't need to do. That's okay, we'll make up for it. 9 looks like he's got a little bit of damage. And we lost so many spots there. I think we're back to 7th now. Yeah, it was a terrible pit stop. Yeah, it looks like we're back to 7th. It's an absolutely horrible pit stop. Take a look at the tires. 93, 95. Not terrible for me. Although, again, we really only had that one run that actually had anything decent. A lot of cars jumping me. Cannot believe I gave up that many spots on pit road. That's super frustrating, but maybe we'll get a run the rest of the way. Still got a tire save a little bit, not quite as much as I was planning to. Maybe we'll be able to find something and some people will make some mistakes or something. Get a couple spots. I mean, we're only a couple spots out of the top 5, so still got a way back to it. And it'll make it a little bit more interesting for you guys. Being scored 8th. I think the 18 stayed out. So that's going to be really interesting, which I guess if I'm going to have a line with somebody that didn't pit, I'd rather be on the opposite line of them. So much as I don't like the outside, I think the 18 is going to have issues with those tires. I mean, I guess if you pitted the previous caution, you won't be as bad a shape, but he's still going to be at a bit of a disadvantage. It's everybody on fresh tires. We'll get restarted on 27, so we'll have 19 to go. So we get the green flag. Just past the halfway mark. That looks like he might have gotten a little bit of right rear damage.
Full course yellow.
Doesn't seem like it affected the spoiler too much. I think he should be okay. We'll have to keep an eye out for that. So he'll be restarting directly in front of us. 4 looks like he's got a little bit of right front damage, possibly. That one might affect him a little bit more than the 10.
Okay, Jake, get ready. Race will resume at the end of this lap.
Alright, we get ready to go here. Watch out the 18s. 18's got some damage too, so watch out for that in addition to the older tires. Just gonna lay back in case the 1 and the 18 are gonna play these games with each other. I don't really want to deal with them, and somebody has to brake check then, and the next thing you know, the whole thing's stalled out. I get what the 1's saying, but at the same time, if the 18's maintaining the pace, he technically has the prerogative to be back a little bit further. Just gonna lay back and see what happens here on the restart. So I expect the 18 to play some games in the restart zone.
Green flag.
He's off and rolling. See, the 2 are already fanning to the right. We're just going to stay behind the 1 or the 10. This is going to be a mess getting into turn 1. We're going to lose some spots because of that restart.
Okay, Jake. Next car.
10 kind of came down. We had to check up. Got guys fanning out everywhere. I think everybody's going to be making a quick dash to get around the 18. So we're just going to sit and watch everybody and see what happens. 1's digging, looking like he's getting a little loose there. 5's gonna look to the inside. He just gets a better run down the front stretch. So, gotta give him the corner.
He's still there. Keep digging.
We got the 25 fanning down low.
He's still there.
Everybody's going everywhere right now.
Coming up on the inside. Alice, inside clear.
I don't know which way is the right way to go right now. Still cannot get into one very well, which is allowing the 5 to close up. We got 18 getting loose. We're just going to try to get low to get by him.
You got one right side. Still there.
Just try to drive this as best as I can on the edge to get by the 18.
Still
Try to
there.
keep him up high if I can. He was able to close in front of me. Let's get low into one.
You've just done a 31.31.
Keep it together. Hold your line.
Kind of overshoot one there, wash up.
Still there. Still there.
Not quite able to clear the
Still there.
18 yet.
Clear high.
Trying to use the throttle to help rotate it in since I was pinched. Well, I wasn't really pinched, but you know, I drove to the bottom, so. Alright, puts a 6th. Biggest worry was getting caught by the 18 in a wreck or something happening.
31.23.
Time to see if we can just grind this out, stay in front of the 5, maybe go after the 3 or the 10. I entered way too low there in 3. That's going to hurt me off. Big time. Got 14 to go now. Trying to use the throttle to help rotate it in the center, get it off the right rear a little more. Mostly single file up ahead, a couple side-by-side battles behind. Just waiting to see anybody gets close enough to make contact up ahead.
That lap time was 31.12. Okay, Jake.
Alright, gotta get back to the arc, but try to figure out how to not hit that bump into 1. Because that just killed my drive off. He's getting a little loose again off of 4 like he was before. Where he was able to get clear the 16. So really has a problem there in the middle of 1 and 2.
E6.
I think we're probably faster than the 10, but I think the 5 and the 3 are likely faster than me. Just trying to work to the inside of the 10 if I can. It's a little loose there off of 2. See him kind of overdriving the entries, which is causing him to push up. It's a bigger deal in 1 and 2 than it is in 3 and 4. Where he's going to start trying to work on the 5. Hopefully they run side by side for a bit so I can break away. 5 kind of goes high and 1. 3 gets by him easily. 4's working to the inside of the 2 now. Gets really loose into 3. Trying to stay off him, but not lose too much momentum. 5's trying to battle back on the outside. He's battling with the 16. So he's kind of falling back. 4 is able to clear him. 25 or 29, whatever he was up front's leading. One's going to be hunting him down. Got just 8 to go now. Got lap traffic up ahead. I believe that's the 21. I just overshoot one so badly. Overshoot it slash that bump. Let's see what the lap traffic does to everybody. We're all gonna get low.
On your right. Clear.
I guess if I'm gonna catch him in a corner, I want it on entry like that. See if he ends up getting in the way and causing a caution at all. Yeah, I really need to go to school to figure out how to navigate that entry into one.
Right side.
Finally got the run on the 10, so we're just gonna try to get by him.
Still there. Clear up high.
Try to not push it too much off of 4 so I can still stay in front of him. 3's closing up on us big time.
E5.
5's kind of falling back. 1's gonna be going for the lead. 1 makes contact. 10's gonna try to dive inside of us.
Hold your line.
We're gonna have to watch out for the 29.
Still there. Clear low.
Alright, just able to clear the 10 so we get inside the 25, excuse me.
Clear up high.
I don't know what the 25 was doing. I might have drifted up into him, but that sucks that we have the 4X now. Let's move on from it. So up to 4th. Got the 10 driving in deeper. If I could just try to block the bottom, I think we'll be able to start pulling away. And then the 3 will start to work on them. Yeah, we'll have to take a look and see if the 1 made contact with the 25 or if the 25 tried to throw a block. Maybe the brake bias back some as well to try to help the entry in now.
Still there.
I know I'm definitely driving the car harder, so I've worn out the right front more than the first run.
He's still there. Clear inside.
There's 4 laps to go. 10's diving to the bottom. I had to check up to avoid getting into the 3's going to get the 3 the run.
Keep it together. Hold your line.
10 kind of slides up in front of us. 3's going to get the run on the inside. Not much I could do there. I was in a bad spot once I gave the opening to the 10.
Clear low.
So give that up, follow behind the 3, see if we can follow him through past the 10. Try to get back to that top 5. Just 3 laps to go now.
6th place.
He's definitely done a better job of saving tires. He's just got more pace. 7's trying to close up now. 16 got by the 5. I don't want to jinx anything, but I think a top 10 should be reasonable. Try to work back to the 10. 10 just did a good job battling back on us.
2 to go.
This has been a lot of fun, though. We've had a good run here. I mean, in theory, everybody that's in front of us was supposed to be in front of us, so can't be too upset about that. White flag now. Next flag's gonna end it. Just, I think there's got to be contact with somebody for me to be able to get by. Honestly, I think that's the only way I'll be able to do it.
173.
I screwed up turn 1 again. It's all about just staying in front of the 7 at this point, bringing it home in 6th. Yep, and looking like it's going to be a 6th place finish, so not bad. It's the top 10 I said I was talking about. Wanted that top 5. I think if we wouldn't have had that caution, could have stayed in 2nd, it might have been the case. Honestly, I can chalk it all up to just a horrible pit stop. It was just an absolutely terrible pit stop on my part. That's just all there was to it. So, I cannot miss on those things. I've got to execute pit stops better. But we'll jump out, we'll take a look at everything and see some of the contact that happened. I want to see what happened between the 25 and the 1. Looks like the 25 and the 1 might have a discussion about it, no big deal. 87, 92. Yeah, I was wearing out the right front a little bit more, but
I get what you're saying, but you weren't all the way down yellow.
Let's I want to take a look and see what happened with the was it what we had 10?
I was heading there, but I could have
Let's
been
see.
lower.
So
You're
I
right.
think it was here. Need to chat a little more. I don't really feel like hearing them. All right, so let's take a look. I think this is where the contact happened with the 10. So he was diving in deeper. It was kind of taking my line. Kind of pinched him. If that was the contact, then that was netcode because we weren't even close. And he cleared me at that point, and this is when the 5 or the 3 was going to go by. Which I kind of cut down a little bit on him, but saw that. I'm pretty sure that was the lap that it happened. Maybe we can rewind and go these 2 laps, but I'm pretty sure it happened. Let's see. Is there any contact here? No, nothing there. And then I was in front of him. Oh, okay. Maybe it was with the 25. That's right. I think it was with the 25. Sorry. So we're running, kind of coming up a little bit, and the 25 starting, and I started turning. I think the 25 started turning in a little bit sooner than what I expected, and then it looks like it's just honestly netcode that happens. Like we may have had that netcode happen, but the netcode kind of happened to kick him, and then he got the right side right there, like right around the right front wheel. So, I think that's what the 4X was from. That kind of sucks because that was more of a netcode thing than anything, but there's not much I can do to that. So let's look at the deal with the 25 and the 1. And we'll back it up. Alright. So 25's leading the 1. This is where it's going to happen. Hate that the chat box is happening, but that's okay. So 1 drives it in a little bit deeper. 25 starts turning down, which he probably shouldn't have. My opinion, I think the 1 was already there because he's to almost the door in the number, so he's kind of got to concede that inside line, and he keeps coming down, and he just, yeah. I think I'm actually gonna put a little more, like it's kind of a racing deal, honestly. Like 2 guys were going for that bottom line, and the 25 did enter. Like he didn't really leave much of a opening going into turn 1. That there really wasn't much more than a lane there going into 1 reasonably. But by the time he started really trying to dive down for the yellow line, the 1 was kind of already there. So I think he had to recognize that he was there and not continue coming down. But the 1, I mean, he's going for the lead. It's towards the end of the race. You're working lap 40. You got 6 to go. So I I I can see how you call that a racing incident and say that there's not really much fault. But if I was going to assign blame, I personally think I'd put a little more on the 25 than I would on the 1. That's just my own opinion. Certainly would love to hear from you guys what you think of that. If that's something that you would agree with, or how you see that one. But that certainly hurt the 25. Then obviously, we ended up getting into him coming into the corner. But let's take a look at the start and see if we can find some of the contact and the cautions, what those were for. Work is 3 maybe right there, just a minor shot. It's not too big of a deal. He's gonna get into the 15. And it checks up. I don't know, there might have been a bit of contact there. 10's gonna get loose. This is when he got the wall coming out of 4. We tried to work on him. It was early on in the run. 18 gets loose. He gets 19, spins down. I can't tell if that brings out the first caution. Don't think that one did. 20 gets loose, just hits right into the back of the 21, sends the 21 into the wall. That one brings out the caution. That one was definitely, I don't know what was going on there. There's the 21 turned around. So that was where the 21 had those engine issues we saw. The 11. Alright, so let's see. Let's look at this one slowly. So the 11's kind of running his line. He's coming out to the outer seam. Holding it kind of corrects the car. The 14 just comes. I think the 14 just comes up into him. 14 gets loose and then comes back across the track and drills the 11. 14 gets the wall. So I think that brings out our second caution of the event. Yeah, that was a bit rough. I put that one more on the 14 than anything. 9 is gonna get turned 4. Yep, it's low at the right front. 23s. What's he gonna do? Get the 7? Yeah, it kind of makes it just maybe netcode if anything with the 6. 24. 19 gets a little bit of the back home and is kind of borderline netcode there going into 1. 8's on the inside of the 19 after that. 8's maybe gonna netcode with the 19. I don't know, that was pretty tight if it was. Oh, wow, that was bad netcode there. Between the 9, the 23, oh, wow, that was that one was definitely netcode, and that was rough. Because the 9's holding his outside line, the 23's working down. I guess you can kind of make an argument that the 9's continuing to come down, but there's shoot almost half a car width in between the two, and the 9 just gets turned. Yeah, that was really bad netcode. Wow, that sucks for the 9, because I think they probably would have been able to stay off. And then he ends up coming down across the track. So you're going to have the 12 comes in. And the 12's got nowhere to go at this point. Has absolutely nowhere to go. And then the 22 pretty much doesn't have anywhere to go. He piles in. So the 12 takes the first shot at the 9. The 22 takes the second shot at the 9. And that's going to send the 9 up the track. That's what brought out our caution that we came in on the pit stop. That was a bit rough. That no code. That's unfortunate to start that entire thing. 20. I don't know what the 21's doing there. I don't know if that was payback or what, because 21 just kind of blows it. Honestly, I think that was more or less the 21 trying to either do a lucky dog or something, and he just came in way too hot. I don't think that was intentional. 3 to the inside. Let's see. I don't know. I want to see if the 1 kind of pinched him or if he just got a little loose on the inside with the throttle. So it looks like he kind of turns it to the right to come up, and I think he's expecting the 1 to come up towards the wall a little more. And it looks like maybe a slight bit of contact, a little bit of netcode there, and it kind of shoots him back down the track. Doesn't upset the car too much. He's able to catch it and regain control, but yeah, I don't know. That was it's kind of a race deal. Like I said, I think the 3 thought the 1 was going to come out a little more towards the wall, and he didn't. 11 just blows up. Here's going to be the deal with the 1. No, that's not the deal. Well, this is still the 18. So, 1's going to work to the inside. I don't know what honestly happened if they called it netcode. Got more side-by-side up front. 18's just falling back. This is when I started really trying to dive to the inside to get by the 18, because you could just see how loose he was. See me trying to work to his inside, he goes up. Might have been a bit of a netcode with the outside wall there. And that was when I pushed up really bad. I kind of stalled the 3 out unintentionally by doing that. I did not mean to. 23s. I get the wall. Yeah, kind of bit of wall drag / netcode. Blinks. 19. Just gonna get the back of the 21. Yeah, he tries right into the 21. 21 tried to go high, and the 19 just drove right into him. Here's going to be the deal again with the 25. 1. Yeah, I don't know. It's still mostly a racing deal, but a little bit on the 25 if you're going to sign blame. 25 gets the wall out. 23 is going to get the wall out of... Nope, he blinks. And everybody's done here. So, that was everything. Ooh, the 18 just comes flying in. Don't know if that was payback or what that was, but the 18 was not happy with the 17 there, if that was intentional. I was not happy with him, so poor Sinclair got pounded in the back. Sinclair got pounded there. So let's go take a look at the results. I rating shouldn't be terrible. Safety rating probably break even. 3076 strength of field. Top split of 4. Lost 0.03, so basically break even. The 4X, I guess I could have tried to avoid the 25 there, but that one was a bit tougher to um, navigate around them, so it happened so fast. So I'm not gonna massively hold that against myself. Able to get 62 back, so decent gain. Wasn't too far off. Looks like everybody was claiming, and then you got me as the oddball with the stinking 4X because it's terrible like that. But um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, not terrible. Gained most of what I lost back from NIS, so fast lap probably pushed a little too hard there. Maybe that was kind of the undoing, but I felt like I was hanging pretty well with the one. I was just, determined to stay a couple tenths, and if I could have finished second or third, I would have been really thrilled. I mean, I'm not upset with the sixth. Obviously, would have loved to finish where I started, but it's still 7 spots ahead of where I was supposed to finish. But had we not had that first caution, I feel like my tires probably would have been in a little better shape. I think it was kind of figuring out the braking a little bit. So it was getting a little bit better, and then we had that second restart afterwards, and it got aggressive, and that's not my strong suit yet, and I definitely need to work on that because, like I said, that'll translate to these short runs as well as translate into qualifying efforts. But um, I tried to make the most of it, and just kind of got caught in some bad spots. The 10 just he drove more aggressive, but he made it stick and made it work. I made a couple mistakes after I got in front of him, and that was enough to get him back by. 3 was able to follow him through. It's just, I got to improve. That's really all that is. So, I don't have any hard feelings towards anybody. It's not like I was getting knocked out of the way or anything. I saw far more aggressive moves in the NIS race that I was in and some other races. So, I really can't get too upset at all. It was just good hard racing. It's just Nationals tough to pass, and guys got to dig everything they can off those restarts. So, trying to make the most of it, and hopefully you guys enjoy that one. So feel free to leave any of your feedback on the wrecks we looked at, or if you would have done anything differently with me. If you kind of figured out how to get through turn one better than I did, please feel free to share your secrets, at least making the car stuck the right way, especially on this fixed setup. Would greatly appreciate that, especially for whenever I come back in anything. For some reason, like I said, I didn't really notice that in the trucks, and I didn't really notice it in the cup cars. I just noticed it in this, and never was able to consistently solve it. So made the most of what I could with it. Still not a terrible race, so we'll take it. Keep trying to get the momentum going in the right direction, and see if we can head to bigger and better things. So stay tuned for more races, and until the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.